Hello and welcome back to FYI. I'm Sean Keogh, your host. Today we're going to be talking about networking, but not just networking, networking on steroids. Today, help me welcome our guest, Al Cochran. Hello, Al.
Hey, how you doing?
What is networking on, is this legal?
Yeah, yes it is. Networking on steroids is just a regular networking that's been enhanced. So a lot of people think networking is when you just go out and meet people. I consider that prospecting. Networking is basically where you have an organized approach to prospecting. Typically, you get a group of business owners, could be 5, 10, 15, 20, and you meet regularly to teach them about your business. How can you refer somebody's business when you don't know them, see? So you get to meet them, and sometimes these organizations meet on a weekly basis, sometimes a monthly basis, and they get to know each other over a period of time, and then they can start referring each other business. They can even meet individually to get to know a little bit more about it, but that's a way, that's an inexpensive way for business owners to get to meet other businesses that they can do business with, help to get them more customers.
Okay, so the name of your networking business is ICRE, which stands for International Credit Reserve Exchange. Explain that to me. What is that?
Well, ICRE is a trade exchange. It works hand in hand with networking on steroids. ICRE has been in business for over 28 years. And we help businesses, we're primarily a business to business. We help businesses get business they wouldn't normally get, refer them new customers. We're also a cooperative, as you might know from that name, where these business owners can get things less expensively through the co-op. So we help them save money through the cooperative, get customers, and we do not have any upfront costs. They can get in on a trial membership and have a lot of fun doing that.
So you get businesses new customers and help them increase their cash flow. What business owner would object to that?
I don't think so.
Why isn't everybody in this?
Well, let me go back to your original question, which was networking on steroids. The way a regular networking organization works is they meet regularly. Sometimes they'll restrict like maybe only one accountant, usually one printer, or one banker, you know. So it's tough to refer several people. They get like one-on-one. So the next thing is they would be, they're required to meet on a regular basis, because if you show up at a meeting and then the next meeting you show up at, the different people there, so they meet, so where you really get to know them. So that's one of the requirements, that they meet regularly. And one of the other one is when you go out and you're doing your normal business and you say, I'm part of a networking group, here's my group, do you see something you want? That's how they network. You're actually carrying around a list of other companies that you work with, and when the opportunity presents itself, I'm talking to you and I say, what do you think about this business here? My customers are helping me get business. I help them get business. Would you look at my list? They do. They pick out a few things, and then you refer those businesses. You get back to the networking list, to meeting, you get back to network meeting, and you say, hey, Joe, I got you this customer, and I got you this customer. So that's how they get networking leads.
What is their motive to go out and promote other businesses?
Well, that's the whole thing, and what networking is all about. They're doing the same thing for you. You're referring them business, so here are the printers out there talking to a business doing the same thing.
Why are they doing that?
To get you business. You're getting them business. So example, the printer is meeting with one of his clients. He's finished doing business and he says, I'm part of a networking group. Do you need any of these things? So the customer looks and says, yeah, I could use some siding, or I could use a mortgage, and so that's, he's getting you business, in return you're getting him business. That's the whole benefit of it. You got 15 or 20 people talking about your business, and they know you. They know you're saying, here's what's special about my business. So they're not just giving you a referral. They're saying, hey, you know, this guy does this and this and this. And so it's like a referral.
Sure.
And that's cool when you got 15 or 20 businesses referring you business. And then, so that's what the benefit is they refer each other business.
What is the steroids? Where's the steroid? I want steroids.
Okay, now you know, how regular networking works. Well, what networking on steroid does, you know, these businesses on regular steroids, they do not get anything other than the promise of another referral, which may or may not happen.
Right.
You know, with networking on steroids, you do the same thing, you get referrals, but let's say you referred an electrician and this electrician went out and did like $6,000 worth of business off of your referral. Well, we cut you a check, you know, you end up getting like $2,000.
Just for referring the
Don't you think that's a little more hyper than just getting nothing?
That's absolutely, yeah,
Now,
I'm popping veins already.
Yeah, yeah. Now the question is, how does this guy afford to give you $2,000 when he just made $6,000?
Absolutely.
Well, that's where the exchange comes in. See, in order for networking on steroids would not work if it wasn't for the trade exchange, ICRE. And that's where it makes it possible. So the idea of networking on steroids is that the cash that you get, that's what makes it on steroids. Now, how do we do it? Usually, the members are members of ICRE and networking on steroids. They're usually, they don't have to be, they generally are. So what ICRE does, as I said earlier, you get more customers, you save cash, but we're able to increase productivity in a business without increasing their fixed overhead, like rents, utilities, employee, like salaries and things like that. Those are not going to go up. We're only going to increase their business 5, 10, 15, 20%, something like that. It's not a replacement of business.
Anybody in business would appreciate another 20% of business?
Yeah.
So increasing your overhead?
There's really only 3 types of businesses. You have your service business, which make up about 45% of the businesses. Then you have goods and services, you know, like restaurants, car repair, they make up about 45. Then you have about 10% that are in the goods-only business, people that sell computers or maybe cars or furniture, stuff like that. Well, all businesses have fixed and variable costs, but all businesses normally do not increase their variable cost when they make an extra sale. So when you do an extra sale, your fixed costs stay the same, so your variable cost in a service might be very small. It might be 0 to 10 or 15%. On like a restaurant, you got to pay sales tax, the restaurant guy does, plus he's got to pay for the food, so his cost might be as high as 30 or 40%. So what we do as an exchange is we allow all our members to collect the variable cost. So all these people send them extra business, they collect the variable cost in what we call credit dollars. Credit dollars are a currency.
So through trade.
Yeah, a lot of people confuse what we do with bartering, but to get away from bartering, we use cash to cover the variable costs, and we use these credit dollars that can be swapped for anything in the cooperative. They don't have to be dealt with just the person you're dealing with.
So you don't have to trade with the person that traded with you. You have a pool of hundreds of other businesses that you could take those trade.
Yes.
To get your car fixed, to get your teeth cleaned, go to the chiropractor?
Sure, you can use it for business, personal. We have lawyers, accountants, advertisers, you name it. About the only thing we can't get our hands on are things like the electric bill. There's really no one competing with that.
So by going to those people, because they take, they trade, they're going to get me as a new customer.
Sure.
And they're going to increase their cash flow, because I'm going to increase my cash flow because I'm not going to have to spend so much cash.
That helps
for that service or product.
But then you'll also get additional business because you have to earn those credits. So the benefit is that the exchange allows you to get business you wouldn't get. You're not increasing your fixed overhead. You're covering your variable costs. So that lack of productivity, which is a perishable commodity, is changed into credit dollars. And then these credit dollars kind of sit there, and then when your car breaks down or you need a lawyer or go to the printer or something, you can use those credits and keep the cash in your pocket. So what you're actually doing here with ICRE is you're enabling yourself as a business entrepreneur to purchase services, goods and services, or goods at cost.
Now, is it possible that a business person who uses the system a lot would get credit heavy? I mean, have a lot of credit, more than he can spend, and is there a way?
Yeah, that does happen.
What would you do in that situation where you'd have so many credits you really would rather have cash?
Well, that's where networking on steroids comes in. See, you take these credits, and the first thing you do is you look at your business expenses, and you might say, well, I'm going to pay my accountant credits, I'm going to pay my attorney credits, so you can spend them that way. Then you can use them for personal expenses too.
Sure.
You can take it as an income and use them personally for offsetting things that might not be tax deductible.
Restaurants?
Well, a restaurant, as a business owner, you can deduct a restaurant, but as individual, anything that you normally couldn't deduct as a business expense, you can at least save money by using credits on it.
Absolutely.
Then you can use them for investments. Some people buy real estate, some people fix up real estate, and then you can use it to list and sell, and you can use your credits. But let's say if you do have these surplus credits, with networking on steroids, you have this group of business owners. There could be anywhere from 30, 40, or 50 people in your group, and you're saying, you're out there and you're networking already, so you're going to come across people who are not members of the exchange, and that's where you're going to refer them. The electrician is doing business with someone who's not a member, so he's collecting all cash. And he's agreed to give you that same amount that he normally would trade, $1,500 to $2,000. He's just going to give that to you. You give him your credits. So you benefit by being able to convert your credits into cash. And you could do that for with remodeling, painting, just
okay, so
practically anything.
If I had a surplus of credits, by promoting another business owner to
get cash business,
to get 100% cash business,
right?
He's going to thank me or pay me for getting him that referral by trading out my credits for cash.
Yeah, sure. And he benefits because he gets a cash customer rather than not a customer. It's all about extra business. It is. The buyer benefits because he's converting his credits into cash, so he's happy. The seller's getting credits and cash, which he wouldn't normally get. He's getting an extra customer, and he'll take his credits and either spend them or turn them into cash, so that's why they're willing to do this. See, you couldn't do it in a regular networking meeting. They're just swapping leads back and forth. You couldn't pay each other substantial commissions because they don't have a trade exchange to create these zero-cost credits. Now, you can't necessarily liquidate all your credits into cash unless you're really out there referring a lot. So another way I like to convert them into cash is to spend them on advertising. Think about that.
There you go.
You have no fixed cost, so you might be sitting there with 2 or 3
advertisers in the
sure.
organization?
You can actually deal with people who are not even members. They could be an advertiser who's not even a member of the exchange, because you have all these members. You could say, hey, if you give me some advertising, I'll pay for your electrical work that you need. You pay the electrician with your credits.
Oh, so this takes a little bit of
creative.
You have to think differently than it's getting away from your traditional, I give you cash, you give me products and service. You have different ways to, you just kind
well, the key here, and this is one of the
building
toughest,
relationships.
The toughest thing people have to understand is that we're not saying, do you want credits or do you want cash? We're saying you have some lack of productivity. What are you making for your lack of productivity, Sean?
Like the empty table at
Zero.
the restaurant. Yeah.
Can you save it? No. So if we can turn some of that into credits that you have no cash in, these are called net credits in the reserve, which is the name of the exchange.
Absolutely.
So now we converted your nothing into something. We haven't cost you anything. We haven't taken your cash business and given you credits. We've taken your lack of productivity and given you credits. Those are net credits. What happens when you spend them? They become net cash retention. So it's all about net cash. But the key, it's extra business. Everybody's doing this for extra business. Nobody wants to give up their cash business for credits.
Right. So it's not designed to build your business on. It's just a supplemental 15 to 20%. Is that what you said?
Well, yeah, you know, like some people, their productivity might be 20%. You know, typically we like to find a company that's doing 40, 50, 60% productivity, and we come in and we take on additional business. And this is an interesting thought. That 10% that we add on has more net cash in it than the first 50% they earn, because almost every dollar they make on the first 50% of productivity goes right back out to cover fixed overhead and cost of doing business. So that 10% might even net them some money, whereas the average business, I understand, doesn't have a net for at least 5 years.
So is there a cost to get involved here?
Actually, with the networking on steroids, there's no cost there, because unlike a lot of companies, there's no, they cost anywhere from $0 to several $100s to join, and you're stuck there for a year or so. If you don't like it, you know, you have to get into a good organization. So we don't charge for that. We don't make people come to meetings. You don't have to come. And we're not going to beat you over the head if you don't go out and get referrals. You're going to get rewarded to get referrals. You don't have to be chastised to get referrals. Yeah, great idea.
Reward me,
and,
wow.
Yeah, with ICRE, same thing. We get you customers, we save you money, and we get paid a commission as you spend these credits. In other words, when you convert these net credits into cash, then we make our money. So if I increased your income by $1,000 net and I charged you $100 for it, did I cost you $100 or did I net you $900? It's kind of a no-brainer, so we look for people with no brains to get involved. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, so far you're doing good then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So in this economy, how does it play? I imagine it's pretty. You've seen an increase with this economy.
Oh, you are. Yeah. It's a few years ago, people would say, "I'm so busy, I don't really have time to talk to you." But now they're like, you know, what, you can get me business? I have to explain to them it's not advertising; it's a referral service. And they're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll listen to you." And once somebody listens to you and they figure it out, well, we have a website. Yeah. ICRE.cc. You can go there and you can see an introductory video, which will help you. And then there's also a brochure you can look at there. So that'll help get you educated and get the basics understanding. But we're basically just going to increase your productivity and help your business grow, help you be able to advertise more, help you to be more productive, have more cash flow, have fun.
So the people in the office that work for you, they are also going to bat for all these members too, calling each other and trying to...
Yeah, they do. They'll call up, like we'll have a new member come in and we'll call up and we say, hey, we got 3 new members this week. One of them shoots videos, and he'll be able to shoot a video for your company. Like if you needed advertising, or like I hired this guy, he went around and shot a video for all of my customers. And they were talking about how they've got business with ICRE and how they've benefited by spending. That was really beneficial. So instead of me selling people, I just say, go watch the video. And so I recommend every business out there interview their good customers and let the good customers talk about how great they are. I recommend that.
That's incredible. And so the business is growing. I guess you have meetings on a regular basis?
Yeah, we have a meeting every week in 4 different locations, usually at one of our clients. And what we do to benefit them is we actually pay for half of their meal.
That's incentive?
We can afford that because we have the exchange and our cost is fairly low to do that.
So what happens at a meeting?
Typically, these business owners will be able to get up and have a couple of minutes to talk about how their business, what the benefits of their business are, how it works, and then everybody gets a chance to do that. Then they network. We usually have a meal.